With the Harry Potter reboot in the making, there are some burning questions that need to be answered. One of them is Daniel Radcliffe's participation in the project, and he made things clear. If someone says Harry Potter, everybody will imagine young Daniel Radcliffe without a question. It doesn't matter if you imagine Harry as a child or an adult, it will always be Daniel, who carried the role on his shoulders for 8 movies and more than 10 years. His name will always be synonymous with the chosen one. The reason might be that we could see him growing up, and many of us were reaching adulthood together with him. So it comes as no surprise that people want him to take those glasses and a wizard wand and return to the wizarding world. It's undeniable that the movies were successful, and the evidence might be that even without the name of the movie on the poster, everybody knew what the movie was. The major reason for the success of the movies was the chemistry between the actors who played the major roles: Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, and Ron Weasley. Even 12 years after the release of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, Daniel's face can be seen on merch, from toys to clothes and even bed sheets, but enough time has passed and the fans are asking whether there will be a continuation of the franchise with Daniel as the lead again. The news about the reboot came out unexpectedly. The Harry Potter reboot was announced on April 12th, and this time we're getting a TV show instead of movies produced by HBO Max. Many people pointed out that it seems like HBO got inspired by Disney Plus and their Percy Jackson series, but no one expected a reboot of the OG movies when the release of the game Hogwarts Legacy became so popular. People thought that the adaptation of the game would be the first thing in production instead. Besides that, there's still so much content that can be covered, the story of Marauders or The Cursed Child. Nevertheless, we're getting the original series one more time, this time as a series. One of the things people said as a rule is that the Harry Potter series should follow the book better than the movies. Many things were left out from the movies, which made the experience incomplete, like the existence of Winky, Hermione's activism, or Peeves. That's something the show hopes to fix. What's more, J.K. Rowling is returning as well to make sure that everything is like it's supposed to be. From the moment the reboot was announced, the fans started to speculate whether the original cast will make an appearance. Their appearance could go 2 ways. The first possibility is that the actors would reprise their roles, or they would be recast as different characters. The second possibility is probably more likely. According to some fans, it'd be nice to see Daniel portray Harry's father, James Potter. The only problem would be his age, as he's 33, and James sacrificed himself for his family as 21 years old. But the movies also forgot about James's age as they cast older looking actors to play Harry's parents. The first season is supposed to follow Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and the casting process should be happening soon because Daniel clearly can't play an 11-year-old Harry again. According to the rumors, this time around, the casting should be more racially diverse, which is a step that the movies didn't make, but some of the roles might be already cast. Daniel was once asked about a potential reboot and whether he'd like to participate in it. His answer might be a bit surprising because he didn't want to play the lead, but another important character in Harry's life. Daniel said in the interview, "I would probably want to go with like Sirius Black or Remus Lupin," and he has a good reason for choosing the 2 of them. He always considered them great. What's more, his decision was influenced by his filming experiences with Gary Oldman, who portrayed Sirius, and David Thewlis, who portrayed Lupin. According to Daniel, he's obviously biased by his experience of filming those scenes with those people, and they're some of his favorite memories. He met Gary and Davis during the filming of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and the trio clicked not only on the set, but in real life as well. According to him, the duo made him feel like he was a young man who was trying to figure out what acting meant, but at the same time, they were really cool actors to be around. For some fans, it's easy to imagine Daniel as Sirius Black. During the filming of his movie Frankenstein, he had long hair similar to Gary Oldman in the Harry Potter franchise. The resemblance is undoubtedly there, and he's the right age for playing Sirius, at least according to the books. This time, he could take over the role of a mentor and help the new chosen one to find their way. But his recent comments don't sound encouraging. According to him, if the production really starts fresh, people working on it will want to have a clean new beginning without including the old cast. What's more, it'd be difficult to add the older version of Harry as a cameo in there. Daniel also said in the interview, "I'm definitely not seeking it out in any way, but I do wish them, obviously, all the luck in the world, and I'm very excited to have that torch passed. But the torch passing will need to happen without without him physically there. It seems like Daniel is giving the young cast the opportunity to shine on their own without being marked by the success of the movies. Unfortunately, the comparison will be made with or without the original cast's appearance. But Daniel has time to change his mind, as Sirius won't be making an appearance before season 3, which is several years in the future and nothing is certain. But it seems weird that Daniel expressed his wish to participate in the reboot back in the day, and now he changed his mind. One of the reasons might be that Daniel recently became a father and wants to enjoy his parental duties. But there are rumors that he won't appear in the reboot because of his comments about the trans and queer community, which is a topic where he disagrees with Rowling. He wrote an open letter talking about the importance of supporting transgender and non-binary people, which is the total opposite of Rowling's comments. According to him, the young trans people felt betrayed by their behavior, as the wizarding world should be inclusive. He clarified that not all people from the set agree with Rowling, a fact that was really important to share. Daniel said in the interview for IndieWire, "The reason I felt very, very much as though I needed to say something when I did was because, particularly since finishing Potter, I've met so many queer and trans kids and young people who had a huge amount of identification with Potter on that." The same sentiment is shared by his co-star Emma Watson as well. This disagreement with Rowling might prevent him from taking the role again, as Rowling is a part of the production of the series. Allegedly, the production company tried to get rid of Rowling by paying her off, but she asked for a huge sum of money, so they had to take her on board instead. However, despite the disagreement, there's still a chance for Daniel to return to the franchise, but not in the reboot. Daniel is more influential than people are giving him credit for, so Rowling might think about cooperation with him again. Many people might remember the book that came out in 2016, which was the continuation of the Harry Potter world, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. The book is basically a screenplay and was performed in several cities around the world, and many members of the original cast visited the play: Emma Watson, Ivana Lynch, or Jason Isaacs. The play received success, which resulted in many fans starting to ask for the movie version. The book tells a story about Harry's son Albus and his best friend Scorpius Malfoy's fight against dark forces, which are already known to us from previous movies and books: Voldemort, Bellatrix Lestrange, and other Death Eaters. Almost all the characters show up in the story, which is a great opportunity to get the cast together for one more time. That was probably intended from the moment the book was created. Warner Brothers are ready to expand their franchise, as we could have seen with Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. But these movies weren't as successful as the original, but The Cursed Child would probably receive more success because of the original cast. In 2022, Daniel was asked about his thoughts on returning as Harry in The Cursed Child, and the answer was something that the fans didn't exactly want to hear. It's known that Daniel struggled with fame and expectations while being in the franchise from a very young age, which made him leave the industry and the big projects. But time has passed since those days. He said in the interview that he's finally at the point where he feels that he made it out from the franchise okay and finally feels content with where he is now. To go back into Harry Potter would be a massive change in his life, which is something he didn't seek at the time. But in the same interview, he said, "I'm never gonna say never, but the Star Wars guys had like 30, 40 years before they went back. For me, it's only been 10. It seems like Daniel will be reluctant to return, at least for now, but he always might change his mind." Would you like to see Daniel Radcliffe returning to the franchise? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.